Every impossible problem has a hidden door, but the key that unlocks it is almost never found by running straight at it. It's found in the last place most people think to look, in the opposite direction. We usually stare at a problem, hitting our head against the same wall, convinced that the only way forward is to push harder. We follow the same well-worn mental paths our brains have carved for us, and we wonder why we end up at the same disappointing destination. But the most brilliant minds in history didn't just think harder, they thought backwards. They understood a secret that most of us are never taught. Sometimes, the fastest way forward is to reverse course. This is the power of inversion, or reverse thinking. It's a mental model so powerful it can feel like a superpower. It's the art of flipping a problem on its head to see the solution that has been hiding in plain sight all along. Today, we are not just going to talk about this concept. We are going to learn how to wield it. Part 1. The power of inversion in action. To understand inversion, you first have to see its elegant power. Normal thinking moves from A to B. Reverse thinking asks, what if I started at Z, the unsellable house? Imagine a real estate agent trying to sell a beautiful house with one giant, unfixable flaw. It's right next to a noisy, active train track. Every potential buyer loves the house but hates the noise. The agent's team brainstorms. Normal thinking, how do we hide the noise? Plant trees? Soundproof the windows? They are trying to solve the problem of getting the noise away from the house. The agent practicing inversion flips the entire problem. Reverse thinking. Instead of hiding the flaw, what if we featured it? Who is the one person in the world who would love this flaw? They stop trying to get the noise away from the house and start trying to get a specific person to the house. They relaunch the marketing with a new headline: The Urban Commuter's Dream, Never Be Late for Work Again. They target city professionals who rely on the train. They highlight the convenience, the rhythm of the city, the energy. They sell the train not as a bug, but as a feature. The house sells within a week to a buyer who was tired of missing their morning train. That is the power of inversion, the speakeasy effect. In every major city, some of the most successful, sought-after bars and restaurants have no sign, a hidden entrance, and require a password or connection to get in. Normal thinking for a business is, how do we make ourselves more visible? How do we advertise? How do we make it easy for customers to find us? These establishments use inversion. They ask, how do we make ourselves almost impossible to find? They understand a core principle of human psychology. We assign immense value to that which is scarce or exclusive. By creating a barrier, they don't just sell a drink, they sell access to a secret world. People work harder to get in, they feel special once they are there, and they tell everyone about the hidden gem they found. They created demand, not by advertising, but by creating strategic scarcity. Part 2. The Inversion. Toolkit. 5 techniques to master inversion isn't just a clever trick, it's a mental discipline. Here are 5 practical techniques you can use to train your mind to think in reverse. 1. The flaw flip. This is what the real estate agent did. Most people see a weakness and ask, how can I fix or hide this? The inversionist asks, who would see this weakness as a strength? Or, how can this flaw be my greatest feature? Think of a company launching a new brand of artisanal coffee. One of its flaws is that it's incredibly expensive compared to mass market brands. Normal thinking would be to try and compete on price or offer discounts. The flaw flip says, make the high price the entire point. Market it as the most exclusive, luxurious coffee in the world. Use the high price not as a liability, but as a signal of supreme quality. The flaw of being expensive becomes the feature of being a luxury good. 2. The motivation switch. This technique involves understanding that you can change someone's behavior not by fighting it, but by changing their reason for doing it. A historic building in a city is constantly being vandalized by graffiti artists. The city manager spends a fortune every month painting over the tags, only for them to reappear. Punishment. Using inversion, the manager tries a new approach. He holds a competition, inviting the best street artists in the city to paint a massive, beautiful mural on that same wall, offering a significant cash prize and public recognition. What happened? The motivation switched. The original behavior was driven by a desire for rebellion, fame, and artistic expression in an illicit way. By offering them a legal, more prestigious way to achieve the exact same desires, fame, and expression, the old, destructive behavior becomes pointless. He didn't stop them. He redirected their motivation. 3. The problem inversion. This is the classic form, inspired by figures like Sima Guang. When faced with an impossible problem, don't ask how to solve it. Ask, what if I made the problem even worse? Or, how could I guarantee failure? This often reveals the hidden assumptions you're making and illuminates the path to success. Imagine a software development team is struggling with a buggy, unreliable product. They keep asking, how do we fix all these bugs? And they're overwhelmed. The manager, using inversion, tells them, for the next 2 hours, I want you to brainstorm how we could make this software the most unstable, user-unfriendly, and terrible product imaginable. The team starts listing ideas. We could make sure it crashes every time you try to save. We could make the buttons randomly change places. We could make it delete user data. By listing all the ways to guarantee failure, they create a crystal clear roadmap of exactly what not to do. It reveals the most critical points of failure they need to focus on. They inverted the problem to find the solution. 4. The assumption reversal. We all operate on a set of hidden assumptions. This technique forces you to identify and challenge them, state a core assumption about your problem, and then ask, what if the opposite were true? A marketing team is trying to sell a new, healthy energy drink. Their core assumption is, people who buy energy drinks are young, active, and care about high performance. They spend millions targeting gyms and extreme sports events with little success. Then one strategist asks, what if the opposite is true? What if the biggest market isn't young athletes, but tired, overworked office workers and new parents in their 30s and 40s? They completely change their branding to focus on clean energy for your 3 p.m. slump and the focus you need to survive parenthood. The product becomes a massive success. They succeeded not by improving their product, but by reversing their assumption of who it was for. 5. The counterintuitive action. This involves predicting what a normal person would do in a situation, and then doing the exact opposite to create a surprising and powerful result. You are in a job interview, and the hiring manager asks the dreaded question, what is your greatest weakness? The normal, expected response is to give a fake weakness that's secretly a strength. I'm a perfectionist, or I care too much. It's a tired, predictable game. The inversionist takes a different path. They pause, look the interviewer in the eye and say, that's an important question. Before I answer, could you tell me what the single biggest challenge is for the person who takes this role? I want to make sure I give you an honest answer that's relevant to what you actually need. This is a masterstroke. You have flipped the power dynamic. Instead of defending yourself, you have prompted them to reveal their company's own weakness. This allows you to frame your real weakness in a way that shows self-awareness. Thinking forwards is easy. It's comfortable. It's what everyone else does. And that is why it so often leads to average, predictable results. The art of inversion is a discipline. It's a deliberate choice to break from the pack, to turn the map upside down, and to challenge the assumptions everyone else takes for granted. It is not about being contrary for the sake of it. It is about a relentless search for a better solution, a hidden path. When you get stuck, when the wall seems too high, when the problem feels impossible, remember to reverse. Ask the question nobody else is asking. The most brilliant solution is often waiting for you, right behind the path you were originally on.